Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive.
Today, we're taking a look at something you've probably seen all over your For You page.
Oh yeah.
All those relaxation trends taking over TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking everything from ASMR
Yes.
to chill music
Like those
playlists.
super cozy room makeovers.
Right.
I mean, I don't know about you, but my feed is constantly telling me to relax and de-stress.
Mine too. And
It makes you wonder.
yeah, does it actually work?
Exactly.
Is this stuff real or is it just,
Hype.
yeah, all hype?
So that's what we're going to figure out today.
Oh,
We're
let's do it.
diving deep into the science behind these trends
Hopefully.
to help you figure out if they're worth trying.
Sounds good to me.
So let's start with one of the most popular...
ASMR.
Okay.
I feel like everyone's heard of it at this point.
Oh yeah.
But what is it about those very specific sounds?
The whispering, the tapping, crinkling paper.
Mm-hmm.
Why do some people find those sounds so relaxing? Well, actually, some new research using fMRI scans has shown that. When people experience ASMR, certain parts of their brains actually light up.
Really?
Yeah, and it's the areas associated with things like reward processing, emotional arousal, and even social bonding.
Oh,
It's like their brain is basically being bathed in all those feel-good chemicals.
Whoa.
And that leads to this sense of deep calm and connection.
Wow. So there really is something going on in the brain.
It's not just people. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's totally legit.
Being quirky.
Definitely.
So, okay, ASMR, we get it.
But let's talk about another sound-based trend.
Oh,
Chill vibes playlists.
I mean, we all love listening to music.
Yeah, of course.
But what is it about certain types of music that make them so relaxing?
Well, a few things, actually.
Tempo is super important.
Okay.
Slower tempos can actually calm your nervous system down because your heartbeat starts to synchronize with the rhythm.
That's so cool.
And then there's instrumentation.
Like acoustic instruments and nature sounds, they tend to be more soothing. Yeah, than heavy metal or something.
Uh-huh.
And then there's predictability.
Okay.
Music with repeating melodies and rhythms that can actually help regulate your breathing,
Interesting.
which can lead to a sense of calm and stability.
That makes a lot of sense.
Okay, so we've talked about how sound can help us relax.
Right.
But what about those trends that are more about calming our minds?
Like guided meditation,
Mm-hmm.
which is honestly,
It's everywhere on TikTok.
yeah, it's super popular.
But I think it can also be a little intimidating for some people.
Totally.
Where do you even start?
Well, actually, meditation is often made out to be more complicated than it really is.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not about emptying your mind completely.
It's really more about just gently guiding your attention to the present moment.
I see.
Just noticing your thoughts and your feelings without judgment.
And those short guided meditations you see on TikTok, they could be a really great place to start.
Even just a few minutes of focused breathing can really shift your mental state.
Yeah. And that brings us to another really simple
But powerful technique.
breathing exercises.
Okay.
We breathe all the time, obviously.
Yeah.
But there's a real art to it when it comes to relaxation.
It's so fascinating how something as basic as breathing can have such a big impact on how we feel.
Right.
When we're stressed out, our breathing gets all shallow and rapid, which actually triggers that fight or flight response.
Oh, yeah.
But if we slow down our breath and make it deeper, we can actually tell our nervous system that it's safe to relax.
Wow.
And that calms down both the body and the mind.
Okay, so let's actually try this right now.
All right.
Everyone listening.
Take a slow, deep breath in through your nose.
Filling your lungs all the way up.
Now hold it for just a moment.
And then exhale slowly and fully through your mouth.
Now repeat that a few times.
And focus on the gentle rise and fall of your breath.
And just notice how your body starts to relax with each exhale.
Pretty amazing, right?
Yeah.
So we've talked about sound, we've talked about our minds.
Now let's move on to something super visually appealing on TikTok.
Yeah.
Cozy aesthetic spaces.
Nice.
Those videos make me want to redecorate my entire house.
Same here.
But is it really all about aesthetics? Or is there something more going on?
Well, our environment plays a huge role in how we feel.
Okay.
For example, soft colors like blues and greens have actually been shown to be calming.
Really?
Yeah. And warm lighting can create a sense of intimacy and security.
Interesting.
And then bringing in natural elements.
Like plants, wood, or stone. That can help us feel more grounded and peaceful.
It's like bringing the outdoors in.
Exactly.
And speaking of getting hands-on,
there's another big trend on TikTok.
all those crafting and DIY videos. So is it just a distraction?
Or is it something more therapeutic happening when we get crafty?
I think it's definitely therapeutic.
When we're really absorbed in a craft, we enter what's called a flow state.
Okay.
And that's a state of being totally focused on the activity.
I see.
Time seems to fly by.
And we feel really satisfied. And being in a flow state actually triggers our brain to release dopamine and other neurochemicals.
Which make us feel relaxed and happy.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Personally, I find knitting to be incredibly calming.
Oh, yeah.
It's like my mind just quiets down.
And I'm completely focused on the yarn and the needles.
It's a great way to be mindful.
Absolutely.
And you know what else can be really mindful?
What's that?
Taking a walk in nature.
Yeah.
There's so many videos on TikTok.
Of people just walking through forests and fields.
And it always makes me want to go outside.
You should.
There's actually a ton of research that shows that spending time in nature can lower stress hormones, improve your mood, and even boost creativity.
Wow, so it's like hitting the reset button. I
Exactly.
love the Japanese practice of forest bathing.
Shinrin-yoku.
Yeah.
It's all about immersing yourself in the sights and
Yeah.
smells of nature.
We should all be doing that more often.
Definitely.
And you know what pairs perfectly with a nature walk?
Mmm.
A nice cup of tea.
Oh, yeah.
TikTokers are really into that tea and chill vibe.
It's a classic for a reason.
Right.
It's not just the drink itself, though.
It's the whole ritual of preparing it.
Absolutely.
Warming of the water.
The steeping of the leaves.
It can be really meditative.
And certain teas, like chamomile and lavender, have calming properties, too.
So we've talked about a lot of different relaxation trends today.
We have.
From tapping and whispering to cozy rooms and tea rituals.
It's clear that TikTok is full of ways to help us relax.
And the best part is, there's no one right way to do it.
Exactly.
What works for one person might not work for another.
So be curious.
Experiment and see what works for you.
I'm curious.
Which of these trends are you most drawn to?
And what do you think that says about your relaxation needs?
Let us know in the comments.
And until next time,
Stay relaxed.